All right. Deadman's Tome podcast. Your host, Mr. Deadman, co-host in training, Becky, and our guest tonight, Sir Johns. How's it going? I mean, Jones, right? Wait, S.R. Jones?
I actually just looked around to see if there was somebody else in here because of that. S.R. Jones. Nice to meet you.
Hey, how's it going?
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's no problem. No problem. Now, a few shout-outs real fast. If you're not a patron yet of the Deadman's Tome podcast, or Deadman's Tome, please consider doing so. What you get access to everything Deadman's Tome offers, Deadman's Tome publishes. You get early access to certain content. You get private shows. And you know what? Your support, it allows us to do more for the writers. Increase royalty rates, increase token payments, all that stuff. Everyone wins. The other shout out I have is, well, really, Becky? You know what? There's been some drama.
No.
There's been some drama this week. Drama alert, ladies and gentlemen. Drama alert. I don't know. Do you want? Here, I'll do it. Nicholas Passion. Apparently, he's on the loose again. He's on the prowl. Hey, Jones, do you know who this person is?
I've got to say, at this time in the morning, I don't.
You're lucky.
Oh, thank God. You don't want to.
He's like a diseased dog that comes knocking at your door. I mean, that's how it happened to me. Like he was just washed up. Like I opened my door one day and there's a dog just dying there, and I'm like, what's going on with this? And attached to him, like a note, it said Brian Keene. Brian Keene. He he just left this dog right there. So I go, Brian Keene. I was like, man, why is this dog? Why is this guy coming to me talking about you? Oh man, this guy is crazy. Like I'm talking about crazy, like misogynist, racist, and whatever. But apparently he hit up Ramsey Campbell. He changed the Wikipedia page to make it seem like it's some sort of racist.
Right.
And he did the same crap. Every time he goes on a rant, it's the same stuff, except there was one thing missing this time.
Episode 5.
Issue 5, whatever that is.
Issue 5.
Yeah, so Ramsey Campbell, what he on the Facebook post, by gum, my life is complete. My Wikipedia entry has been edited by none other than Nicholas Passion. Mr. Nicholas Passion accused me of somewhat incoherently of racism. On LinkedIn.com, he sees about 250 followers and was caught associating himself with a Seattle-based fan fiction merchant named Christine Mary Morgan and picked up her bad habit of being prejudiced or borderline so. He goes on and on about some Zahid Zaman, and who is the UK, from the UK by means of Pakistan. I don't know, man. This guy goes on and on and on. It's rambling of a madman.
It makes no sense ever.
Yeah, as far as what it means for races, I don't even know. But that's it. But good news is, he didn't even tag Deadman's Tome in that. So for once he didn't even tag us in that.
We weren't on the radar.
Good.
You're clearly not involved in the right conspiracy.
That's right. You know
Not
what?
this time.
I guess he's learning to take my name out of his mouth. That's good. So look at that.
Yeah. Finally.
One other drama piece. I don't know, man. Becky.
Yeah.
What is this, man? Friday we had a hell of a show. I know you weren't there. You missed it. But
no.
Saturday I woke up in a hangover, man. I was like, the Jim Beam, just wearing off. I was like, God damn it. I look at my phone. And I see I got a message from a certain someone. Not Nicholas Passion, but a certain someone. Telling me that he couldn't make it to the show before, or whatever happened. We didn't even set a date, But he was blaming someone, blaming his agent, he was trying to blame you,
Yeah.
He was trying to say, like, his phone was cut off because, like, you didn't pay him, but we found out that you paid him. Like, he had $100. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. That's just crazy. Like, that's my problem with that.
It never ends.
And that's my problem with that. Like, he comes to me blaming someone else about his freaking phone. blaming others for his own failures. You know what? How about he learns to take responsibility? How about I don't know, pay his fucking phone bill? I mean, shit. Jones, what about you? You got any writing drama?
Oh, nothing specific. There's a lot of kind of vague stuff going on all the time that obviously just goes over my head. The only thing I've had recently is sort of more personal drama around writing, but not specifically by people who write, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So,
like what? What's going on?
It's the usual stuff. So I'm self-published.
Yeah.
And I think it's always a difficult decision to publish anything because you're putting something out there that you've made, and if people laugh at it, that's not fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of people at the time told me to try traditional publishing, which everybody knows is difficult to break into. And while I was trying to do that, these same people then told me to do self-publishing, which I'm now doing, and now they're now saying, oh, well, if you didn't manage to get into traditional publishing, why should we buy anything from you? And you just kind of sit there and go, well, that's brilliant.
Wait. But the people who say this, are they also fellow writers?
No, they are not.
Wow.
And I have to say, actually, other people who write have been much more supportive and logical about the whole thing. But it makes you reconsider friendships, I've got to say. Or at least the passing acquaintanceships that you get on the internet that sort of passes friendships for a while.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cold, though. I mean, especially coming from the same people. They're like, try self-publishing. You go, okay. I mean, did you go through the process of getting your book edited and all that?
I did.
Okay.
You want it to be the best that you can be. You don't want to put out something that's, subpar, low quality or anything. You wouldn't want to do that to the people that read it, or to yourself.
Well,
you put a lot of work into writing.
Most people wouldn't want to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason I ask is because, self-publishing gives everyone and anyone the ability to put something up there. Hell, I mean, someone's sister right now is putting up their diary on Kindle, and I've read that. I read those diaries. I spent an episode ranting about them, kind of laughing at them. I'm sorry, but if you put in... the book was literally called... I think it was called, Rants of an Angry Lesbian, and it was like a 6 or 8 page diary. And it was like, these are like blog posts. Like, you need... what's going on here? I thought it was...
Wait, so it was just 6 to 8 pages? That was the whole book?
Yeah.
Or was that each rant?
Yeah, it was like blog posts. It was 6 to 8 pages.
And they published that?
Yeah. And the cover art was a picture of, I'm guessing, the author whenever she was out at a bar. I read this. I think it was on Fuck Amazon. On that small podcast I did for a little bit called Fuck Amazon, when Amazon blocked one of my books. And I did a few episodes about all the crazy content that they have on there. Like, we're talking about shit fetishes and animal fucking, things like that. Borderline incest, things like that. Things that Amazon approves of, but, they turn around and say, no safe word was not safe enough. I'm like, oh, okay. But look at this other crap you have. I wasn't a pouting mood. I was full of rage. So that series ended as soon as I was able to really... I guess get the rage out of me. And once it was out, I was done. I was like, okay, I can't fake the rage. It's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I asked.
Sometimes you just got to get it out.
Yeah, you get it out. You get it out. You feel better. That's how I look at it. I feel better. I moved on. But yeah, that's why I asked, because everyone has the option to self-publish, and with that, it's like, okay, well, at least you went through the option editing it and stuff like that. Be like, look, come on, I did the work. Now you tell me you don't want to read it because I self-published? What's this? What's that?
I don't understand that.
It's a really bizarre take. Particularly when they were so keen that I should go down that route in the first place. And it's like, were you expecting me to just give you this for free? And particularly when I'd actually... Well, I'd given them the option to be one of my sort of beta readers as well, to actually see the book before it came out.
Yeah. And
they didn't want to do that. So they could have had it completely for free anyway. They probably could have seen 2 or 3 versions of it completely for free. but didn't want to, and now they're complaining that I'm going to be charging money for it. And
Well,
at the same time,
way,
they keep saying that you've got to value your own time and effort and all the rest of it. And it's like, well, this is the value, you know, it's a finished product. Because now I've said all this, I do hope it's actually good, and when it finally gets released, people enjoy it, but I think everyone worries about that.
So how long have you been writing?
Oh, a very long time. I started writing when I was about 8 or 9, but obviously back then Amazon wasn't a thing, otherwise I probably would have self-published rubbish all over it. So
Yeah, and you would have made it big then, because there's plenty of authors. I think they really benefited from really striking while the iron was hot. You know, getting there early before everyone else got it, and they established a footing. And you know, you could see it when I think Armand Rosa Milia, whatever his last name is, I think he's one of them where he had like Dying Day series 1 through, I don't know, like 11, 12. I don't know how far it's going now, but he started early. I mean, that's I think that's really what happened there. He started early, got into it, and bam. All right. So you've been writing for a long time. So
yeah.
What got you into the craft?
Well, my mum was an English teacher, and I was a dyslexic child, so she kind of got me into writing to help me get over that, which was really clever, and she did it with amazing reverse psychology, which worked on me perfectly because I was a really stubborn kid, so if she told me I couldn't do something, of course I was going to do it.
Of course.
Which I didn't appreciate at all at the time, but now it's like, that's genius.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that logic right there. People tell me not to do things all the time, and I just do the exact opposite.
Yeah, me too.
You know, it works like a charm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she got me into it that way.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
What's the first thing you remember reading when you were a kid?
I think I remember the first book I spent my own money on was Deep Wizardry by, I want to say Diane Dane, but I'm not sure that's how you pronounce her name, if I'm perfectly honest. Okay. But I think the first thing I actually remember reading was part of Stephen King's It.
Ah.
Which was well beyond anything I could actually understand, and my teacher at school took it off me.
How old were you? Do you remember?
I think I was about 7. So probably
wait.
for the best.
7 when you were reading it?
Well, trying to read it. I don't think I was particularly successful with reading it, but I was giving it a go. And I think, again, that was because I've been told that it wasn't appropriate, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, especially you get to the end at least, with the train going on there. Yeah. So... Sorry.
but then, you know, I ended up reading it again years later, and it's one of my favourite Stephen King books, so, you know, I stuck with it to the end.
It's a good book.
Took me a few years to get through.
Do you have a favorite book that you've ever read? That isn't yours.
Oh, well, there you go. Every time somebody asks me that, I want to say yes, and I think of a particular book, but then it's always a different book each time, so...
Well.
I don't know, I don't think I could pick one. I think it would be a cruel thing to try and force somebody to pick just one book.
Pick just one book. Yeah, that was hard, huh?
I think I might could do it, but I don't know.
You reckon? What would yours be?
The Loveliest Dead by Ray Garton. I am a huge Ray Garton fan.
Oh, nice.
I think I'm starting to like his Lot Lizards.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, honestly, I'm liking that one. I still need to order Good Burger. I'm going to do that tonight. I say that every time. I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to order Good Burger. I'm going
to order it and send it to you.
Then I get too... All right, we'll do that. And I'll see if I can get his permission to read parts of it on the show.
Cool.
Read the good parts. That'd be cool. But you
got to get him to call in and read it for you.
Yeah. In the voice, though. Come on.
Oh. I don't know if he can do that. But
It'd be great. It'd be great. Oh, man. Welcome to Good Burger. Oh, shit. So, going back to like learning how to write and read and all that to help with your dyslexia, did it help?
Yeah, it really did. And it's a lot of hard work, and I still have difficulty with it. So when I do read stuff, I'm a very, very slow reader.
Yeah.
Which again, when you're in writers' circles and you're exchanging manuscripts to look over with people, I do always have to say to people I read incredibly slowly. But I can do it, which is amazing, because at one point my teachers at school didn't think that I would be able to at a competent level. So
yeah,
I showed them.
Oh, wow.
Pretty weird, huh? Like, I say it that way because in school they said I had dyslexia. I was like, no, but it kind of makes sense because, like, I'd read, but I wasn't really an avid reader. I would kind of, like, skim through, but halfway kind of be... I don't know if it was really dyslexia or was it ADD, because, like, I would read, but it would only hold my interest for so long, and then I gravitated towards, like, video games, things like that.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, video games.
Yeah, I can't. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. I just read.
That's the fun though of video games, finding out what you're going to be doing and seeing if you can mess it up. That's what I like.
I can mess it up in the first 5 seconds. Are you kidding?
There's gamers that try hours to do that. They get paid for it.
I'm like, I'm dead.
Oh.
I'm done.
But yeah, that's kind of interesting though. You read more and you learn to write and write more to help with dyslexia. It makes sense.
Yeah.
With practice, it takes extra practice.
Exactly. And it's worth doing as well, because reading is amazing. So.
Yeah, that's one thing I cannot imagine not being able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that one of my friends just got back from a horror convention where he was selling his books, and some people that he tried to sell a book to told him that they couldn't read.
That's a real shame.
It is.
And this is why I love audiobooks so much as well, because it may not be reading in the traditional sense, but you still get to take in that story and to experience those ideas and other worlds and stuff, which is kind of the best thing about reading.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true. That's true.
Yeah, I can't do audiobooks either. I like it just loses me. I don't know why. I have to have a book.
Well, I mean, are you using the text-to-speech thing? Because that does lose you. The text-to-speech is hard.
No, that would definitely not work.
Like the really early versions of that they had on like the really old Kindles, that it's a bit creepy. If you pick the right book and get that voice to read it to you, it's really disconcerting.
Oh.
Sometimes I do that though. If I'm like driving and I'm supposed to read a book for like review or whatever. Last time I did it, I was like, man, I really need to read this book because I'm not paying attention to anything this robot is telling me. In fact, if anything, I'm wanting to just 1-star this book right now because this robot needs to get in my ear. And then I read the book. I was like, man, this is a lot better than I thought. Huh. Well, I'll go and leave the review. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Text-to-speech, I know it's been around for a while, but they have a long ways to go for that, I feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe for the right story. Maybe it's like a robot trying to kill you or... I think what the problem was with this story, there's a lot of dialogue. A lot of, like, supposed to be Yiddy... not Yiddy, I don't know what Yiddy is. Witty dialogue. It's only been one Jack Daniels so far,
That's what I was getting ready to ask. How many have we had now?
I had one, ma'am. One Jack Daniels.
That's a good start.
I had a Yeti cup of Jack Daniels.
Oh, mm-hmm.
That's right.
Is that like a moose cup?
That's right. It's like a huge-ass silver thing filled of Jack Daniels. Wait, that sounds like... Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking it would have to be huge if a moose is going to drink it, because if it's too small, it's not going to get a hit out of it.
Oh, no.
5-gallon bucket.
5-gallon
bucket. And a straw.
Oh, yeah. That's very important. But it's got to be a paper straw, remember.
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm sorry. My mistake. I don't want us to all go to jail.
Yeah. No more plastic straws now. Don't want to get pulled over. Shit.
I wonder if you could get by that, though, because if you're a moose, you could just use a length of hose pipe, and it wouldn't count as a straw.
No.
This is true. That's a good point. I guess if you're a moose, you could just use whatever you wanted to.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to argue with a moose.
No.
No.
Those things are dangerous.
Yeah, good luck with that, right?
Right. No.
So tell us about your books. It looks like you got I see a few short stories on Amazon.
I've got 2 short stories out, and the full-length novel that they lead into is out on Halloween.
Ooh.
Because
So
it would
Bill-
be a nice, easy date for me to remember, so...
Yeah. All right. So we're building up to that. Okay. So tell me about Corpse Riders. Is that about necrophilia?
No, it is not.
But it sounds cool though. Corpse Riders.
It's,
Riding corpses. You know. I'm sorry.
You could definitely angle it that way. You know, but no, that's not what the book's about.
Okay. Okay. Well, what's going on with
You
Corpse
better
Riders?
tell
I missed
him,
a trick there. It's a monster hunting story. Monster hunting is like my favorite subgenre of fantasy and horror. So I decided to make my own world and write books about it. So,
Cool.
What kind of monsters?
well, you see, I don't really want to give it away.
That's okay.
Lots of different kind of monsters. The overarching idea in the world is that the world is beset by these huge meteorites, and each time one lands, a monster comes out of it.
Ooh.
So lots of different kind of monsters, all with the same vague origin. And it was a way for me to play around with some of the more traditional monster ideas, like vampires and werewolves, and do it in a slightly different way.
Okay.
And I've had a lot of fun with it. And I hope people enjoy reading it, because it was really good fun to actually do some research into some of these creatures and find some lesser-known monsters that I could then play with, if that makes sense.
That's cool.
Bringing out the
It was
monsters
also-
to play with. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really good excuse to, like, go and play some stuff like Bloodborne and sort of the old Van Helsing games. Because the Van Helsing movie, I'm afraid I'm really not a fan of that. I thought it was terrible, but I love the character, and I love the different versions of the character that have come up over the years. And so it was a good excuse to just go back and enjoy all that stuff as well. So
That's pretty cool. I like that. So we're talking about like urban legend sort of monsters, classic monsters, or kind of a mixed bag, or
a bit of a mixed bag, more of the classic kind of old Hammer horror type monsters, but with a bit of a new spin on them. In the book as well, there's obviously a lot more. I've got a lot more room in a book to play with than in a short story.
yeah.
And there's also some fae creatures, sort of based on old fairy tale stuff, as well as sort of the more movie monster type things.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Because they can be pretty scary as well.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
these meteorites. I mean, well, first off, is this taking place on Earth?
No, it's
Okay.
taking place on a world that could have been like Earth.
Okay.
So none of the characters are strictly speaking human, even though they're human-like.
Okay. Okay. So wait. Do you actually say the name of the planet or world that it takes place on?
No.
Okay.
don't.
So it could be Earth, but it may not be Earth. It could be like a pre-Earth or something.
A pre or maybe a post-Earth. I mean, you could definitely read it that way.
Okay.
So it's got that kind of...
Wait a second. I like how you corrected me to post-Earth. Wait a second here. Hold on. Are you trying to do some Planets of the Apes shit? You could like put in some things here and there. Be like, oh, what's it?
Well, you never know.
You know, the Statue
He's
of
not
Liberty.
telling.
Oh no, not yet. What time is it over there right now?
It is nearly 4 a.m.
Too early to start
My Lord.
drinking. Damn it. And how am I supposed to hand you shots anyway to the internet?
Is it? Is
I don't know,
it
pour it down
ever
the
too
tubes.
early?
Too early to start drinking?
That's true. Uh-huh.
No, but
Okay.
That early though, I usually go with Bailey's with my coffee or something. Give my coffee a kick. That way, I get
That sounds like a really good idea. I should have done that.
I get the effect of caffeine kind of wake me up, but I gotta relax because of the alcohol. It's great. Kind of numbs you out a little bit, so you can tolerate the bullshit of the morning boss, and the morning meeting. They're all like trying to tell you that you don't know how to do your job because you don't even come in on time, and then you're always drunk when you do. And you're like, yeah. Let me just get some more coffee. You're like, no one's looking around. It's all right. How long do I have this job for? Oh man.
About 5 more minutes.
So why is it called Corpse Riders? Is that the name of the group that's hunting?
The Corpse Riders is a reference to the monster that's in that particular story.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
Hold on. Don't tell me.
It's still not necrophilia, I'm sorry.
No. I'm going classic monster. So it's a classic monster, and the title's Corpse Rider, and it's associated with it. I'm thinking, which classic monster would be fitting of the term Corpse Rider?
See, that's what I was just thinking too.
Like a zombie, Dracula, or like the Mummy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Mummy.
You think the Mummy would be a Corpse Rider?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. That
see.
and zombies would be the two that would spring to mind.
Oh, see,
I think if I didn't know what was in the book.
No, Jones is taking us away from Dracula.
Uh-huh.
It's a vampire. It's a vampire. We'll go vampire. Wait, is Corpse Riders the first one? The first book?
Yeah, it's Corpse Riders and then Mary's Dance is the second one.
Oh, it's a vampire. You start off with a vampire. A lot of people do. But don't say anything. I don't want you to give it away. I'll just be like,
No, you'll have to read them.
oh,
I'm not going to say anything. Not about the first one, anyway.
And I see that they
He ain't telling you.
they have 5 stars. Corpse Riders had 5 stars and 7 reviews. Pretty healthy, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad, seeing as the first thing I put out. I mean, I'm over the moon with it, so...
Yeah. Shit. I mean, so that means you don't even have one troll review. Well, now you do. Nicholas Pastillon will be on that one.
Oh,
No.
don't stick that man on him.
I can't. Because he hasn't even troll reviewed any of my shit. Because he doesn't even know how to use a keyboard right.
Jesse, don't
Okay,
say that.
actually, that's a lie.
Tomorrow you'll have...
That's a lie. He does know how to use a keyboard. That's the problem. That's the fucking problem. Nicholas, I'm sorry. I apologize. I hurt your feelings. Does it help you?
You lie.
I'm not lying. I'm just may not be totally honest. Might just be joking around. I don't know. Oh, speaking of which, people will be like, "Wait a second! Didn't you just announce that you guys have a drama box?" Yeah, I have a drama box.
We're trying to add to it.
On deadmanstome.net, there's a drama box. People come to me with their bullshit anyway. Now I'm just giving you a place to put it. And I'll read it, but I'm not going to say any names, so it'll be all redacted or whatever. But we'll see how far that goes.
Yeah, but we want the truth.
Yeah, we want the truth, man. I'll investigate.
But the truth isn't any fun if it's not redacted.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, so Mary's Dance. All right. Tell us about Mary's Dance. What's going on with Mary's Dance?
So that one's based on one of the weirdest legends that I have ever come across, one of the weirdest folk traditions I've ever come across, which is, and again, I'm going to pronounce this horribly because it's Welsh, is the Married Weld, I think it's pronounced.
Married Weld. What does that mean?
I'm not sure exactly what it means, but it was a tradition where people would sort of go around almost like carol singing, but instead it was a load of guys with a monster made out of a horse's skull on a stick with a sheet over it.
I guarantee
and
you
they
right
would
now.
go and...
Sorry.
Pardon?
I guarantee you right now, Kelly Evans is going to correct us on this. And no,
I hope so.
okay. So But
they used to barge into people's houses and refuse to leave unless people sang songs with them and gave them drink, basically.
Oh.
And I just thought it was such a brilliant image that I wanted to turn it into a monster.
Oh, it's a nuisance. Oh, man. The idea that... So, wait. These grown-ass 30-year-old men are just going around door to door singing songs, and they knock on your door all drunkenly, and they force you to sing a song otherwise, or give them drink, or they do what? They beat you up?
I don't know. I guess they might just trash your house, because I guess they're pretty drunk by the time they get started. But,
so, you got a roaming game of carolers. That's
with
horrible.
a horse's skull on a stick under a sheet.
No, ma'am. No, sir. No way. Get that out of here.
Okay. I looked this up on Wikipedia.
What does it say?
It says the tradition entails using the use of a hobby horse made from a horse's skull mounted on a pole and carried by an individual hidden under sackcloth. It represents a regional variation of a hooded animal, tradition that appears in various forms throughout Britain. Mm-hmm. And it was first recorded in the 1800s. The team would carry the, and he's right, I can't even pronounce it. It's Mari and then LWYD to local houses where they would request entry through the medium of song. The householders would be... That's what it says. The householders would be expected to deny them entry, again through song, and then the two sides would continue their responses to one another in this matter.
That is...
And then eventually they let them in and gave them food and drink.
So I guess it's like a very old Welsh rap battle.
Yeah. With a horse skull and a stick.
Yeah.
These people weren't gutted in the street. I mean, we're talking about a time period where people had swords and shit, right? I mean, what?
Right.
They're like,
I guess,
all drunkenly.
But,
These people must have been like officials or maybe like the guards or something. That maybe they got drunk, whatever, and they're like singing some lame ass songs and that no one cares about. Maybe I don't know, whatever the equivalent would be like pop music back then. You know, whatever the trendiest poem, whatever. People just singing some nonsense, and they force you into it. Oh man!
Well, they put some ribbons on it.
Yeah, there's a wonderful picture on the Wikipedia page, if I'm remembering right, of one with this lovely white sheet wrapped around it and these little baubles hanging down like earrings.
Yeah,
it's very festive, but really weird.
Your monster.
It's one of those things that just crazy.
So your monster is the thing that they're carrying around?
Sort of. And again,
that's cool.
I don't really want to spoil it, but it's a monster based on that image of like the horse's skull under a hood.
Oh, that's cool.
I just sent you the picture.
That is pretty cool. Okay. I gotta take a look at that image real fast. Let's see. But no, the idea... I like that. Oh shit! Yeah, that thing looks crazy looking.
Can you imagine looking out at night and seeing that? No.
First of all, that horse looks like he's ready to party. It's like a party horse. So this is like an eternal band of partiers. They're like, we're gonna party up. Here we go. We're gonna have some drunken orgy, and pretty much invited. And if you don't, they're just going to have, an orgy, a gangbang in your house, trash it all up, leave the mess, and go to the next house. I mean...
Oh, Lord.
I mean... Shit,
no.
That's between the... Read between the lines, Becky. You read the Wikipedia page. What did it say? Come on. It flat out said it's a roaming gang of gang-banging orgies. I don't know. Party horse. Sorry.
Oh Lord!
But getting on topic, we got to be serious now. We got serious guests. Got to be serious. So who's Mary? Is Mary the monster, or is that the name of the song?
No, in the story, it's actually the name of a tavern that the main character takes shelter in while she's looking for the monster. Which again was.
So wait a minute, she's looking for the monster?
She is. She is a very dedicated monster hunter.
Oh, cool.
Oh, well, she just has to be at her house and they'll just, like, come to her, right?
Well, they would in Wales, apparently, around New Year's, but...
Oh. Where does the party horse go when it's not party time, is the question.
It's in the stable.
Who knows?
It's too easy, Becky. Too easy. Think about it. Where does the partier go? They don't go home. They might make it home. They probably got passed out on the street somewhere.
In the ditch?
Probably.
Very possibly,
Check the ditch.
yeah.
I mean,
I guess it depends how many people let them into the house to drink, so...
This is true.
Yeah.
Maybe they use it for a scarecrow the rest of the year.
If I was a
Yeah.
crow, I would not go near one of those things.
No,
I'd be like, the one that looks a bit like people, that's fair, because people are slow and not that bright, but a horse,
Yeah.
you know, if that thing gets hold of you, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
that is pretty scary looking.
Absolutely not.
I mean, what would you use that skull, the horse thing, the party horse to guard? I mean, you use a scarecrow to protect your crops. You use a party horse to protect
Your house.
your house, your brewery. I don't know. Maybe they're brewing some
Your-
mead. I don't know. I gotta think about this. So now I'm really curious about how your main character. You said it was a she, right? It was a
Yes.
okay. I wonder how she figures this one out.
I don't know. We definitely have to read that.
Yeah. That one, another 5-star.
Well, you'll definitely have to let me know what you think of it if you do.
Oh, I will. We will be glad to.
I will. I'll leave a review. Look at that. I'll do that.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely.
thank you.
So we're talking about 5 stars right there, and people seem to like it. How they're loving it. I mean, you receive any sort of feedback on it?
That one I kind of released a little bit out of the blue, so I didn't get as much feedback on it from people before I released it as the others. But people seem to enjoy it. I'd actually forgotten, though, that one of my beta readers for the novel is actually called Mary. And she read it and wrote back to me, and I was a little bit worried that she thought I was writing it about her, which of course I wasn't. I had that kind of that oh shit moment when I saw a message for her. I was like, oh, whoops.
Like, do you want it to be about you? I mean, it could be. Yeah.
I hope she didn't think I was comparing her to a giant skeletal horse on a stick. So.
Oh well, it's a party horse. You can tell
But
her
she was
that.
very nice about it. So. But yeah, it was great fun to research that one.
I'll throw people I know into my stories all the time. They may or may not even realize it.
How many of them survive? That's the question.
None.
None of them. And they're usually
He kills them all.
They're usually silly, stupid characters that probably like some redneck characters like Gary and Willie. I mean, yeah, it was Will and Gary. I don't know. You know who Gary Buller is?
Yes.
Not at this time in the morning. Sorry.
Oh, he's on Twitter a lot. He's pretty cool. He's been published on Dead Man's Tome before, on Irving, a few other places. He's pretty good. Will Marchese, he's in some stuff too. Unnerving, Dead Man's Tome. Yeah, those two guys worked with them before, and yeah, they were characters in a story, and an anthology we all worked on together. So
Nice.
but we kind of had an expectation. It was kind of yeah, we're just having fun with it.
I think that's the best thing to do with writing.
Yeah, so like Mary probably see if Mary knew in advance. Hey, guess what? I'm writing the story about you, not about you, but you're gonna be in it. You like it? Which one is it? Is it the Corpse Rider story? I like the Corpse Rider. No. So with the short stories, I mean, have you found much success with that?
They seem to be popular. I mean, because I'm so new to self-publishing, I don't know what the benchmark is for saying something's a success, but from my point of view, I think they're doing really well, particularly as I'm relatively unknown still. I'm not particularly good at Twitter, so I started a Twitter as my author persona, and it's just now mainly pictures of my pets.
Dang
So-
it, you messed. Well, I mean, it's a...
but I think they're going well. And my pets are doing well, which is good, so...
and that's your writing persona, that's your author persona.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because I was told it was better to try and keep it separate from my non-author persona, which would mainly... Yeah, that would mainly probably just be me complaining about video games, so...
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, you got to make it different, I guess, or how you want to do it, though. Some people say keep it different. That way you don't like inject your personal opinions or politics or religion. Some people,
I've failed on all of that.
Some people, they actually embrace that. That is their brand. They go, look, they go, this is who I am. This is what I do. Some people even do it to the extreme to even signal to certain groups, this is what I do. And it works, sure. But, I mean, it's whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I think about what the fuck am I doing with my brand. On Twitter, I used to treat it like it was a joke. Now I treat it like I'm a drunk uncle. So it's kind of about the same. I'm like, I just talk about nonsense sometimes. I'm like, because I got a day job too. I'm busy. And, man, I'm doing podcasts and things. The same thing with you, right? I mean, you're real busy. You're writing stories. You're working on a novel. So, I mean... Yep.
I'm actually working on another novel already, so... Because when I finish this one, it's like, I really just want to carry on writing about this. So.
You got two novels being worked on.
Yeah.
Wow.
At the moment. So, I am pretty busy.
So how do you find the time to manage with Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff?
Well, it's quite nice actually because I moved house recently, so I'm looking for a day job. So between sending out my CVs and getting my rejection emails, I have plenty of time to sit and write. So
yeah.
And
going to what you said about, I'm sorry.
No, carry on.
I was going to say, going to what you were saying about when you answer about success, I know success is defined in different ways to different people. Some go, they think success is having that Ferrari, whatever, from writing money, which, okay, I don't think that's happening. But, I don't know, maybe it will. But, I don't know, for you, like, how do you see success?
I think for me, particularly with the stuff I've released so far, success has been knowing people have enjoyed reading it. Particularly because there's so many books and so many stories out there that people can choose from, knowing that they've picked mine and enjoyed it, that's an amazing feeling. That's like the best thing ever. And if one day I end up being able to make a living off it, that would be even better, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's just really cool to know people have read my stuff and didn't hate it, so...
I like that.
You like that? You like that, Becky?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of times that, you all write and publish stuff because, that's your passion and, you write for yourselves and for the reader. And to be able to see people enjoy what you write or want more of what you write, that's amazing.
Yeah.
When I post one of the poems I've written, and people like it, or I sent a story that I wrote to someone today, and they sent it back to me and said, well, I made a few notes on how you could make it better, and I'm like, cool, that's awesome. Please, always do that. But it's really good, and I was like, it floored me.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, So, but yeah, I think your reasons are wonderful reasons for why you do it.
I think you've got to have a passion for writing to get anywhere in writing, even if it is just to the first stage of offering somebody your stuff to read.
Yes.
Because I certainly know 90% of the hard drive on my computer is full of stuff that I will never show to anybody.
Oh man,
not fair. Fair.
But that's the way that's how you get the stuff that you're willing to share, is by trying all the other stuff that, I don't want to delete it because I put a lot of time into it, but at the same time...
And you never know, you might revisit some of it at some point.
Exactly.
Or borrow some of it, from
exactly.
this
Pick up
story
ideas,
and that story. Mm-hmm.
or look at something and go, well, that really didn't work, but I can take this part of the story and put it into something else,
Exactly.
Now, I'm required by Parliament to ask you, just to make sure this content you're talking about, it's nothing too obscene, right? I mean, if
I'm afraid it's still not necrophilia.
I'm sorry, if the EU were to screen your stuff right now, would you be okay? Would you pass the checks, or are we gonna have to
we'll have to smuggle him out of the country.
I know, right?
Well, you never know. Is Warcraft fanfiction illegal still? So,
is it bestiality?
He's not telling that part.
I don't know. That's a grey area. I don't want to get into that with Warcraft fans. So
even on Amazon, it is. Hell, that's. Wait, do I want to finish how I know that? No, I'll leave that there.
No,
I'll leave that
you do
there.
not. Yeah,
I think we've all downloaded at least one book from Amazon where we've started reading it and gone, nobody looked at this before it was put up.
Yeah, everything from Dead Man Stone. No, I'm just nah. I enjoy self-deprecating humor. Come on, it's good stuff. Hey, but so tell me about this new book. I mean, what I'm looking at, one looks like a pre-order. Death's White Hands, right?
Yes.
All right.
I like the title.
What can you say about this title without giving it away?
So the title actually came when I first started writing this world. I wrote a short story called Death's White Hands, which really confused Goodreads because they've put that on their website and now they won't take it down because it did officially exist, but now I've got a novel by the same name, which I didn't know how Goodreads worked when that happened. That's a whole other problem with getting into writing. But Death's White Hands is a direct reference to the main character who has bone white hands. So the people in this universe are called the Islemen. Like I say, they're not strictly human, and they are bioluminescent, which means part of them lights up. They can glow, essentially. And my main character has these white hands that can illuminate, and people see that as a sign of divine favour, I suppose you could say, because they look like the hands of death, who is basically their primary deity.
Wait. So you mean they don't try to burn her for being a witch?
No, no, not at all.
She got
Although
lucky.
the part of the world she's travelled to in this world, hunting monsters is actually illegal and frowned upon. So people are very sketchy about her because they know she's a monster hunter. She doesn't hide it, which for them is unusual, and they're not comfortable with it.
So why are they cool with monsters? They're like, monsters are part of us now or something? Or like, what's going on with that?
For them, it's a little more complicated. So some of the monsters are just monsters, and some of them are very intelligent monsters who have managed to assert a lot of power over these people.
Oh, okay.
And in the north, which is the area that Danica is travelling through, there is a very powerful monster that keeps control of the area. And when I was writing it, I realised that if you've got a monster who's got that level of control over a place, the first thing they're going to do is stop people coming out to hunt them. So an offshoot of that is monster hunting is technically illegal in this part of the world.
So illegal that what the actual guards and I guess the king or whoever the police are actually enforcing it?
Yeah, and they're doing that purely out of fear. That if they let people go out and hunt the monsters, this very powerful monster will come after them.
Wow.
So it's a dilemma for them. You know, do you bow down to the whims of the guy who's in charge and not die, or do you fight back?
You ever played Castlevania?
Oh god, all the time. I actually have a Castlevania tattoo on the top of one arm. So
shit, it's one of my favorite.
Really?
It's one of my favorite.
Yeah,
franchises.
I love Castlevania.
One of my favorite franchises. I swear that game is. But yeah, it's reminding me of that. It's reminding me of the Belmont clan. They saved the day, but then they got exiled out because they're too powerful or whatever. They feared them.
Yeah.
and then I don't know. But that's kind of interesting. If the monsters are powerful, they would actually get the people to kind of not want to hunt them, and fear of even more punishment, of even more destruction. Man,
and fear is a very powerful motivator in any world.
Oh yeah,
so,
it can be.
Yes, it is.
But you get the right band of people. Be like, I tell you what, we need to do. We need to make this town. We need to make this area great again. We need to band together and fight these monsters. And next thing you know, like Dracula comes or the mummy comes, like this motherfucker's giving us.
The next thing you know, you have a horse head skull on a stick with ribbons and a sheet over it.
Party horse.
Yeah.
Party horse is in town and wants your blood.
Oh Lord!
You'll be drinking first. It wants some alcohol blood. That's what it wants. Party horse.
Maybe that's what it's protecting people from, is the monster.
Yeah. Or wait, well, actually, no. Party horse is the monster, Becky. Think about it. It's still a monster, but it just gets all the people to drink and have all these orgies and party all the time. That way they're intoxicated, they're loose, they don't.
Where did you get orgies from?
You're talking. Okay, hold on. Singing, a bunch of dudes singing, like all gleefully and all that, like, and drinking.
But you didn't hear the best. You didn't hear the best part of this custom. There's 4 to 7 men who wear colored ribbons and rosettes attached to their clothing, and they sometimes wore a broad sash around their waist. And they usually had a smartly dressed leader who carried a staff, stick, or whip. And then there were characters such as the Merry Men, who played music, and Punch and Judy, both played by men, with blackened faces. And Punch carried a long metal firearm.
Blackened faces?
And
so they're blackface in here? What?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Party horse is trying to get these people in trouble now. You start doing something like this day and age, Party horse is going to be like living it up.
He's going to be banned.
Yeah. Party horse is not allowed. That monster might be too extreme. Ooh, man. Do you have that? Do you have your characters going blackface in your story? I mean,
of course not.
I mean, it might be within context, though. I mean, you're like,
no. I mean,
it's a Welsh custom.
I didn't take everything from the old customs,
right?
Oh man,
but no, I mean, I just love reading up about monsters, to be honest. So
I sure have had a ball reading about this one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Man, I'm loving Party Horse. I mean, I'm gonna read Mary's Dance. If Party Horse doesn't do what I think it does, if it doesn't get them all drunk and stupid and like drinks their blood, man, I'll be like, okay, Dad needs to be a monster. Come on now, that's a cool ass idea.
I mean, there's no orgy. It's only like
it doesn't
the
need
one
to be an
character
orgy.
in the story, but
orgy.
I think you'll enjoy it.
I think so too.
The important part is Party Horse getting all the people drunk and drinking their blood. It's like a Dracula, but it needs them drunk first.
Okay, I have a question. You have quite an imagination, and it's amazing, and I love it. Did you have imaginary friends when you were growing up?
Yep, I did.
Did you?
I think most people do, but I used to get told off for mine. So
what? Hold on, did I hear this correctly?
Hold on, my imaginary friends were too scary, apparently.
Oh.
So
I thought you meant that your imaginary friend told you to go away.
Oh. No, not by my imaginary friends. They didn't tell me off.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't be very good friends.
No, that'd be sad. That'd be the saddest thing I've heard.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd have to have a shot.
I think
of Jack
that would be
Daniels
more Dr.
for
Phil
you.
type show, wouldn't it?
You should have one anyway.
Yeah, I'll have a shot here.
Yeah. For the imaginary friends.
Oh man, I'm out of Jack Daniels. Let me I guess I'll go for honey. I'll go for American Honey. I'll be right back. I'll put this on mute. You guys talk.
Okay. You're so funny. So, your imaginary friends, and so, do you believe in the paranormal too? I mean, And I know you like monsters. You had
I really want to. So I've spent my whole life looking for evidence of it, but I haven't found anything particularly conclusive yet. I think the most exciting thing was I used to get sleep paralysis when I was a kid.
Oh gosh!
And that is really trippy, and that's where some of my imaginary friends came from. And so sort of since then, I've always been really fascinated with it, and I really, I know it's the classic line, I really want to believe.
Right.
And I'm certainly really good at freaking myself out looking into all this stuff, but I've not actually seen anything yet myself, so...
Did you make a reference to X-Files there?
Of course.
No, not at all.
Believe?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So, with your aliens and monsters in your story, do you believe in aliens? Do you believe that there really are aliens?
I think there has to be. I think the laws of probability say that there are, and if you don't believe in the science side of it, I don't think any creator would look at us and think that that's the last they're going to do.
Right.
And I think in an infinite universe, I just can't imagine that there aren't aliens out there. I don't know if we'll ever meet them. I don't know if they're just going to cruise by here and take one look and go, nope.
I would.
But
I'd be like, no way.
Oh, they would be curious. Come on.
I don't know. Can you imagine tuning into satellite TV and watching Independence Day or something and going, maybe they don't want to talk to us.
See, wait. That's coming from the perspective.
They come for the orgies.
That's coming
from... drunk orgies.
But see, that's coming from our perspective. We're seeing ourselves how we would see ourselves, like shunning. Now, if they're coming in and they see us all fucking weird and have the party horse or going to clubs and all this shit going on, I mean, they might be interested. It might be some crazy reality TV show that they have never seen before. You've never seen Earth like this. This is Earth. We have
their version of David Attenborough just narrating all the weird stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
You see, I could get behind that idea.
Oh, Lord.
Oh. You know what? Before I go on this, I think South Park even beat me to this idea that Earth is one big reality show and the different countries are a different channel, a different theme. Which is why nothing gets better in certain countries. It all stays the same.
What's our theme?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels and coffee?
Delusion Park. Oh, our personal theme. I think you're talking about America.
Yeah. Oh. No,
My personal theme? Drunk crazy uncle. I don't know. Functional alcoholic. The Jack Terrence's brother, his good brother. He had a twin brother. He just didn't know about that. Yeah. You wanted to go crazy.
He was the evil twin and never knew it.
Yeah. I'm the good twin.
Are you sure?
I mean, he's the one who died, right? So the evil one dies, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it depends whether or not you're reading James Herbert novels.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. So what attracted you to writing horror?
I think it started off with the sleep paralysis and it carried on through being fascinated by that kind of stuff and trying to find meaning in some of the things that I saw with the sleep paralysis kind of got me into horror. And then my parents were really good about letting us make our own mistakes, so they let me watch Aliens when I was about 8. And I learned an important lesson about age restrictions on movies, and also that some movies were really cool.
You watch Aliens or Alien?
Aliens.
Oh, but still good.
It was good. I love both.
But not at 8.
But not at 8. And I had full-on nightmares about that until my mid-teens, easily. Which, again, sleep paralysis is a really bad thing to have after watching Aliens. I just want to put that out.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, I've just always been fascinated with darker stuff. I became a goth in my teens, and then you kind of have to be into horror because it's part of the brand, particularly when you're a teenager. Now I just do it for fun.
You got to fit in. You got to fit in as a goth. You got to make sure you.
Yeah, you've got to fit in. Make sure you do not fit into those labels.
That's right. That's right.
And then, when I started playing video games, one of the first ones I played properly from start to finish was Castlevania, and then Silent Hill.
Man.
So I find monsters fascinating because they're so much part of who we are.
Wait. When you got into Castlevania, because you mentioned Castlevania and Silent Hill, are you talking about PlayStation?
Castlevania must have been earlier than that, because it was definitely
it was earlier. But you mentioned that, then Silent Hill.
Then Silent Hill. So my first, what I think of as a modern console, which is a joke, was PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Right.
And I bought that. My grandmother gave me some money and told me to do something fun with it. And I bet she was not planning on Silent Hill being that. So, and I started playing it, and it freaked me out so much that I had to carry on and finish the game before I could do anything else. Because I was like, if I don't know that this ends well, I'm going to have nightmares about this.
Oh, wow.
You look back on it now, it has dated. Obviously.
It has. Well, first of all, it's a PlayStation game, like a PSX, a PS1 game. All those games have dated horribly.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry.
You remember the fear in it, and not being able to see what was out there and not knowing what it was. And the thing I find really fascinating with the first Silent Hill is those monsters don't belong to the character that's seeing them. So he's in a completely alien world. Whereas in all the other Silent Hill, the monsters are created by the psyche of the people that are experiencing it. But in that first game, it's just completely, what the hell, you know?
All right, I got a question for you.
And I found that fascinating.
Which one? Okay, which one's better, Silent Hill or Resident Evil?
Silent Hill.
All right.
I know I'm going to get a lot of shade for that, but I personally think that Resident Evil, it didn't work for me. It wasn't the right kind of horror for me. I never found zombies particularly threatening when I was younger, and I don't think the game did much to change my opinion on that. Whereas the creatures in Silent Hill were so different, they had a much bigger impact on me.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, definitely the monsters in Silent Hill were pretty crazy in their own right.
Yeah.
And Resident
Evil.
Fuck yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in there with them.
But
no,
then,
definitely not.
And then Resident Evil, you had zombies, but zombies were like the least of your worries, because then you also had with the lickers.
The lickers.
Yeah. It's like,
Resident Evil's got some brilliant stuff in it. It just, for me, it didn't hit that right note, and I think horror is always a very personal thing. Something that freaks one person out or grosses one person out has no effect on anybody else. So, it's about finding the horror that freaks you out,
Gotcha. So what he's saying there,
I know exactly,
is that if you think Resident Evil is the way to go, don't worry, just enjoy it. Exactly. It's a personal choice.
Exactly.
Some people are very passionate about that. You're right. Some people be like, okay, that's it. I'm done. That's it. You lost me here. No.
That's where all my one-star reviews come from now.
Yeah, but you can win them back with Castlevania, because everyone loves Castlevania, like especially the old school games. I don't.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Man, like
Drama box.
Yeah. Hey, if you hate Castlevania, put down the drama box. I want to read that. I haven't encountered anyone who hates Castlevania.
They're all going to come out with the butt now. Yeah.
Hey,
Lord.
Did you catch the short series on Netflix?
Yes,
okay,
I did.
What do you think of that?
I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't the Castlevania the way I imagined it, but I thought it was really good.
So it was Castlevania 3, right? That's what we're doing? Castlevania 3? Kind of ish?
Yeah.
Kind of round?
Yeah.
Because, alright. I enjoyed it too.
There's a scene in it that still sticks with me. There's the bit where they've hidden the priests inside the labyrinth with the dead Cyclops, and there's one guy just standing there going, did that thing just move? That just still cracks me up. I know
no, my lord.
I love that.
It's okay, the art style and all that was good. Everything was good about it. My complaint, and I said it then when it came out, was that it was too damn fucking short. But that's absolutely a good complaint to have, I guess, which means I want more. Just give me more. Yeah. Why don't you just give me more? Because it ends so abruptly.
They're doing a second series, aren't they?
Yeah.
Did I hear that right? Yeah.
They better be.
I'm
not.
I'm hoping. Exactly.
I mean, Netflix,
I thought it was excellent.
Netflix would be handing them money. Just make it happen. People want this. Make it happen. Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I think I don't know, Becky. Do you? It has an anime sort of style to it. I mean, I don't know if you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool series. It's a cool show.
I think they had to go with an anime style because it fits so well with the original art of the series.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like particularly the one that it's based on. I know some of the earlier stuff was more Hammer horror type stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they couldn't really have done Alucard and not given him like the full anime look. People would have rioted.
Because Alucard did have especially when he came onto the scene. Well, no, Castlevania 3 he was there, but come on, Alucard was really Alucard on PlayStation Castlevania. You know that one.
Yeah.
It was like okay, and it had a whole anime sort of style to it, and that's when the series kind of stuck with that. But
yeah, and then they kind of carried on with that, and my favourite ones fall into that end of the series rather than the earlier end. So I think they did really well with the series.
Yeah, for the Game Boy Advance, right? Because they had some really good ones. Yeah, man. We're talking about games. I'm sorry, Becky. I'm sorry.
You're okay. I'm learning a lot.
Oh, man. I can geek out pretty hard on this stuff, man.
Yeah. So which was your favorite of the Castlevania series before we move on?
Oh, man. My favorite on NES has to be 3. Like, that's it. Of course, I think, but altogether would have to be Symphony of the Night. I think that's my favorite. I know some of the Game Boy Advance ones are maybe better in some ways, but Symphony of the Night,
mine would be a toss-up between Harmony of Dissonance and Aria of Sorrow, just because I could play them on my Game Boy.
Yeah,
I didn't have to be latched to a television. You know,
I was going to say, like, that's how those are better. But the thing about Symphony of the Night was that even the developers said in interviews they didn't really know what they were doing. Really, they weren't really planning for balance. So there's things in that game that are so unbalanced. There's so many secrets and things you find later on, items that are like they're just kind of thrown in, but you have to find them. And when you do, you're like, man, this weapon's super fucking powerful. Like the chrysogram, that weapon, it cheats everything. You're unstoppable. Like there's no way to lose.
And the music as well, which was so amazing on the PlayStation. Oh,
want to bet? Give it to me. I'll be dead in 5 seconds.
No, Becky.
Well, of course you will. It's Castlevania.
No. Becky, I promise you. If we got you the chrysogram, what it is, it's like a bunch of blades going right in front of you, and you move at the same time. So you get a walk, and you have a wall of blades in front of you. You're pretty much a lawnmower at that point, and you're just killing. And by the time you get that weapon,
I would fall into it.
Good news. This Castlevania did not have any bottomless pits. That's one thing.
That is very good news.
The developer was like, you know what? I hate bottomless pits. I think it's pretty fucking stupid. Let's not have that. So
that's something
you
I have
can't
a
even fall to your death,
games
Becky.
is falling through the floor in video games and getting stuck. So
yeah,
I'm glad that there are no bottomless pits in Castlevania.
I always found that kind of silly too. Like when Mario just fell in a pit, but he hopped right back out just to tell me he didn't like it. What the fuck happened there? It wasn't the pit that was so bad.
I think my favourite pit trap in any game is still in the Revenge of Shinobi, where they put an extra life just out of reach in a bottomless pit, knowing that people will jump in to get it and then die. So...
Oh, man. You know that's a troll move.
That's so wrong.
They did that on purpose.
Absolutely.
That's great.
That's how you know, the developers had a sense of humor. They're like, we're going to fuck them with this.
Yeah.
You see this? See this pizza? See this mushroom? It's right here in this pit. Yeah, you
But
think
you
you
can't
can
get it.
No, yeah, you'll never touch that. You'll never get it. Oh man, they did that with the Turtles game for the NES too. I think it was like the Technodome when you're in there.
Technodome, yeah.
Yeah, they put a pizza like right by like this wall of spikes. You can't touch that pizza. You can't even get near it.
It's just cruel.
Oh yeah, it's harsh. It's harsh. All right, I guess enough video game talk. Oh man, really? I'm cutting it for me. Let's talk favorite horror films.
Oh, that's another hard one. I don't know. There are so many good ones, and there are so many ones that I really love and that are absolutely awful.
If you had you have to have a go-to one. Had a bad day, you just want to watch something. What would you watch?
It would probably be a toss-up between Vampire Hunter D and The Crow.
Oh,
Both of which are two of my favourite films.
love
For
The
very
Crow.
different reasons. Or Hellraiser, which is another absolute
yes.
classic. And again, one that I watched when I was far too young.
Uh-oh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I bought it at a car boot sale for like 25p. Because people at car boot sales don't care if you're blatantly under 18. And again,
Right.
I think I was like 10 or 11.
Oh, my Lord.
I like that
And
you
again,
mentioned
just-
Vampire. Oh, sorry.
No, Karen.
I was say I like how you mentioned Vampire Hunter D. You're like the first guest to really mention like anime stuff. That's cool. I enjoy that.
Again, it coincided with sort of my early teen years was when manga videos started bringing anime over here, and their niche market was super violent cartoons.
Oh yeah.
So
Ninja Scroll.
being a little horror fiend, I was all over that, and my parents didn't realise that cartoons could be inappropriate for kids.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, my parents too.
yeah, so Vampire Hunter D, Wicked City, Cyber City, which is probably my favourite cyberpunk of all time.
What about I know you said manga. They also brought over what Ninja Scroll. I don't know how.
Yeah,
how
Ninja Scroll and the original series of the Guyver.
oh yeah.
So I watched all of those before I should have done. And again, Vampire Hunter D was one because I love the old monster movies. And it was all about vampires. And again, that vampire hunting, monster hunting thing is something that I have just always loved. So that really struck a note with me.
And you know what? That's a series that I did miss out on. I did. So I think I should probably go back and watch that one, huh?
Yeah, the original Vampire Hunter D movie is very dated. The books are pretty awesome, though. They are all translated from Japanese, so they have weird tenses in them.
Yeah.
But really fascinating idea of this post-apocalyptic Earth world ruled over by vampires, and then the people taking it all back. And again, I would be lying if I said that wasn't an influence on my writing, because I think that and like the Van Helsing type books and Gotrek and Felix by William King, if you've ever read those fantastic books, is very much sort of what influenced me to actually sit down and properly write a novel.
Were you a
That's
fan
awesome.
were you a fan of Helsing?
Yes. Again, loved it. It was a weird one because obviously they finished the anime before the guy had finished writing the manga, so it went in two completely different directions.
Right.
But I love both. You know, I
Man,
think they're both excellent.
Good. I mean, it was a pretty good series. I enjoyed it. You know, I don't think I read the manga about it. I did watch I read 2 books of it, I think.
Yeah, and it's got a really good humor in it, which I love. So
Becky, I think you might enjoy that one too. It's pretty cool. This police officer, like I think she's like a vampire hunter too. She's like a vampire hunter thing.
sort of. So she starts off just as a police officer,
Yeah.
and they kind of run across people doing vampire hunting, and she gets shot. No, she gets bitten, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And then
wow.
the main character turns her into a vampire, and then she's kind of brought into this organization that hunts monsters and vampires.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
trying
would
to
like
get to
that.
grips with the idea of being a vampire herself. And the main character in it, who's also called Alucard, just to be confusing,
Yeah.
he loves being a vampire. He's got no problems with it at all, and it's really interesting, and the sense of humor in it is fantastic.
He is a very powerful vampire too. He can do things that
He's
are like
amazing,
incredible.
and some of the imagery in the comics as well.
Yeah.
I think works better in the comics than it worked in the series. It's fantastic.
I'll have to check that out.
I remember the boss of that organization was like this chick, right? And she was like smoking cigars and things like that. I was like, man, that's cool.
And there's a whole wonderful bit with zombies on the London Underground. And of course, I commuted to work on the London Underground for years when I lived in London. And that was really good fun because it's so obviously taking the mick out of like the morning commute with all these people sort of shambling along, groaning. And
oh, I thought they were real life zombies. Shit.
Yeah.
You see any real life zombies or anything? Because I mean, you do have. Like,
I mean, close enough if the Starbucks wasn't open.
If Starbucks shuts down for one day,
And all hell breaks loose.
yeah, that's how they'll overthrow. That's how they'll overthrow.
That will be the end of civilization.
They shut down one day, be like, "You want us to open up again?" You do what we say. That's it. That's it. Man, imagine what would happen. That
I
could be
don't like coffee.
That could be a horror story right there. Becky, you don't like coffee?
No.
I mean, this is the thing, though, Becky. Nobody likes coffee. We just need it.
Oh, well, okay.
Well, I mean,
I'm okay with that answer.
I'll drink my coffee black. Doesn't mean I like it.
No.
Well, I mean, I'll drink it black if I have to. I mean, if I drink black, I'll drink black. You're right. People put things in it, like milk and sugar and other stuff to make it taste a little bit better. I mean, if you really like coffee, then you're telling me you must drink a black.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you're not really liking coffee. You're liking milk and sugar with a little bit of kick. That's what you like.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I used to work in hospitals, so if you didn't drink coffee, you basically couldn't survive the shift. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, man, night shift duties, man, they're crazy.
Yeah.
No, not hospital,
absolutely.
but psychiatric place, man, coffee or something. Hell, sometimes I work doubles, and between the shift and the double, I'll be in my car, like, down on, like, a fucking 5-hour energy or Red Bull. I'm like, God damn, what am I doing? All right, I'm good to go. Let me talk to these kids and teach them how to do right. And restrain some
Oh,
people.
my gosh.
All right, kids, I'm here to tell you. Don't bully each other. All right, let's have a good day. No. Crazy stuff. All right, so, man, what other horror movies you like? Because...
God, so many. Brain Dead was quite good. That was another one with a good sense of humor in it.
Brain Dead.
I think it's called Brain Dead. It ends with a guy with a lawnmower plowing through a load of zombies. I'm sure it's called Brain Dead. Hang on.
Wait. Is that the guy's doing it? The guy or the zombies doing it?
It's the guy. I'm pretty sure it's all about a guy who's got a superly overattached mother.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember how it happens. I think it was from New Zealand. And there's a zombie outbreak, and it's just disgusting and funny and weird. And like I say, it ends up with him mowing down a house full of zombies with a lawnmower.
Yeah, Brain Dead.
And it's fantastic.
2007?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. It was in 92.
Oh, 92. Look at that.
Slapstick comedy horror film.
Yep, that sounds like the one.
Yep, it is.
And another one which is sort of good slapstick horror is Black Sheep, which again wasn't set in the UK, but because I grew up in sort of the Welsh borderlands where there are a lot of sheep, that one just cracked me up completely.
You know, talking about like zombie films, I mean, my favorite, especially like tongue in cheek, whatever, joking around, whatever. It's like with Shaun of the Dead was pretty good.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And again, the whole beginning bit with that, where he's on his way to work, and there are actually zombies around, and he just doesn't notice them because he thinks they're people on the morning commute.
Yeah.
I relate to that, you know.
Well, definitely,
I mean, genius.
You're walking around. I mean, hell, fuck. Me driving to work. I don't know, man. I don't know. I see people like walking aimlessly in the streets. Ooh. Game's on. It's going time.
Note to self: do not cross the street with Jesse driving.
Wait, ask yourself, what do you do in that situation? You see someone shambling, kind of limping through the street. They look sick and diseased. Do you treat them like a zombie and shoot them, or do you go, okay, hold on here, zombies don't really exist. Let me talk to this person.
No.
Well,
what do you do?
I mean, I don't own a gun, so...
Okay, shoot to...
I'll lend you one.
Wait, you don't even own a knife.
Well, I mean a kitchen knife, but I don't take it to work.
Okay.
A ball bat?
Cricket?
No,
like a cricket bat? You guys can carry a cricket bat, right?
We can. I was never any good at cricket.
You don't need a license for that yet. So you can have a cricket bat.
I think I'd be more dangerous with a tennis racket if I remember.
There you go.
Okay.
Your tennis racket.
Okay, so the question is, you see someone who appears to be sick, limping, and all that, like he looks like a zombie, whatever. But remember, zombies don't really exist, right? So what do you do with this guy? Do you try to get him help? Or do you waste him immediately with the weapon that you have?
I think I'd be quite British about it, and I mean, I might ask them if they were okay if it looked like they were getting too close. But otherwise, I believe the correct thing to do is you sidle past them and pretend you never saw them.
Okay, so well,
I love it.
Okay, so you try to go past and pretend you never saw him, but then he goes in for a hug.
No, that's completely out of the question. Whether they're a zombie or not, that's breaking etiquette. They're getting the tennis racket.
Racket. You turn to swing and you give him the tennis racket. His hug is so powerful. He just lunges on you, dead weight on your body. Now what do you do?
Scream and bite him.
I think it is... if a zombie bites you, you turn into a zombie. If you bite a zombie, it cures them, right?
Oh.
I don't know.
Is that how it works?
Or gives them whatever you have. I mean, I guess it depends.
You know what, though? Maybe that would work. Because in The Walking Dead...
That would be cool.
Wait. I was going to use The Walking Dead as a reference to something, but it doesn't make any sense because they're already all infected. They just come back when they die.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the point of anything? What's the point of anything in that show? The show has no point. Nothing matters. Nope. There's no cure.
And I've got to say that's why I stopped watching it.
And so,
which I still feel bad about, but then again, zombies aren't my thing, so I was never the target audience for that show.
Well,
yeah, me neither.
There was a point in time where I played this game called, and you probably know, you might know about this game. I don't know. It was called Ark. The game is called Ark.
That rings a bell.
It's a PC and Xbox game where it's a survival game. You fight to survive.
Yeah.
You form tribes. There's dinosaurs. And you prehistoric era. You build weapons and all this stuff. But it's very survival oriented. But there's a lot of griefing involved because in the game everything is real life, like real time. Where that even when you stop playing, your character's still there in the world, and you can be fucked with in very bad ways. Well, like I stopped seeing Walking Dead as like a show about zombies. It just reminded me every time I was watching an episode about him beefing with another tribe. I was like, this reminds me of the fucking game, man. Like what they need to do, they didn't just go over there and hogtie those motherfuckers, take them to the water, and be done with it. I don't know, man. I was going crazy. The game did that to my head, man. That game is crazy.
Yeah.
I know, but that's when you know a series has become something else, right? It's not really about what it is. It's about. It used to be about surviving in a zombie apocalypse. Now it's about surviving with other humans, trying to survive. But
and I think that's a trope that comes up a lot in horror, isn't it? It's like, who are the monsters? Is it the monsters or is it the people?
Yeah,
and you see that a lot. And it's always a fascinating question.
It is. But of course, it gets exploited when it's like a TV show on AMC,
Yeah.
and they kind of milk each
Right.
episode and each death for as much money as they can, and you already know who's going to win. Though I hear
Well,
that this is going to be the last season for the main guy, for Rick.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they're probably
Yes.
going to kill him off.
But how long is he going to stay dead for?
Oh Lord.
Hopefully for good. hopefully,
Are we going to get a Rick
Well, they-
zombie leading a band of zombies against the humans?
Oh, that would be interesting.
So it's be like yeah, that'd be interesting. He becomes a zombie and he realizes this whole time zombies actually do have thoughts, and they're like telekinetic or something.
Yeah.
So like this whole time they've been killing all these people that are like quote zombies or walkers. They're actually humans that are just like on another plane of reality. Yeah. So really they're just
They
murderers.
still have feelings and know what's going on.
They have
Oh,
feelings
oh, my
and
Lord.
they have rights. Zombies have rights, people. Okay?
Oh no.
Your rights don't end when you die. I mean, come on now.
We're
Right.
gonna have zombies in the drama box.
Yeah.
Zombies in the drama box.
We're going to get into sort of Terry Pratchett areas, aren't we?
Yeah. I can see it. though.
Undead, not unperson.
That's right. Don't unperson me. You unperson me, I'm gonna come after you. I can see that though. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Another favorite zombie film. Man, favorite zombie film.
Zombieland.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zombieland too. Oh, by the way, the previous question. What I would do if I saw someone who looked like that, I'd probably hit him with my car. I mean, I don't know what I would do.
I knew he was gonna say that.
But I wouldn't
That's why
stick
said,
around.
Don't cross the road.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stick around for the scene, you know. If I'm
To
gone,
find
I'm
out,
gone.
yeah.
If there's no witnesses, I'm good.
I'm telling.
They'd
I'll just put it in the drama box.
be like a fucked up. I know what you did last summer. I thought you were a zombie, man.
I'm just trying to imagine what would happen if you had to drive through the London morning commute now, because we all look like that.
Well, you know, I'd just be racking up points at that point. I'd be like,
Yeah, that'd be a news story and a half, wouldn't it?
You're gonna fly to England and they're gonna say you are not driving.
I'm just playing Grand Theft Auto, motherfuckers. I'm just helping you guys out. I don't know. I don't know. This joke is kind of recent. I don't know. You guys still have truck problems, right? Oh, shit.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Man, son of a bitch. We can't joke about things anymore. Tomorrow there's probably a thing in the news about some motherfucker with a truck driving shit.
Ugh.
God damn.
Yeah.
And what they've been trying to do that shit over here, too. It's delusional, crazy
It's,
motherfuckers.
It's really sad that people do that to each other. I mean, it's one thing
Yeah.
in fiction and fantasy and all the rest, but I mean, real people are still people.
Man, the thing is, man, people have been wanting to kill people since the dawn of time. They find any sort of way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, shit, when there's a will, there's a way. They'll find a way.
Yeah, that's true.
The truck, fist, rock, gun, lawnmower, katana,
All of the above.
Tennis racket.
tennis racket. All right. But yeah, so other favorite zombie films, we said Zombieland. Man, Becky, what do you think about Zombieland, man?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah?
I did. I thought it was funny in the right spots, and and I am not a big zombie fan at all, but I did like that one. The storyline to it was really great, and the quest for the Twinkie.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that was the best
Yeah,
part.
that was good.
Tallahassee made the movie. If Tallahassee wasn't in that film, it wouldn't have been.
It
like,
would have bombed.
yeah. Come on, man. Like
Absolutely.
he was a good character. You need to have a renegade redneck. Like, honestly, if a zombie apocalypse were to happen, I'd probably band with the rednecks. I'd probably be like, okay.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm like, man, they have a fucking.
You want to be with the people that have been preparing for it, so, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, what do you do though? What do you do? Because let's say you have two choices, two vans to hop in. One, a bunch of very, well, I don't know. Maybe they're super progressive. Maybe I don't know. They're good people. But then you have these crazy motherfucking rednecks and the Confederate flag there and the Jeep, and they're all guns ready to go. Which van do you hop in? I want to survive.
Redneck.
I'm going to go with the rednecks.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends who's directing the movie.
Oh, yeah.
This is true, too.
So who's
although actually, in reality, I'd stick by myself because groups of people attract zombies. If I'm all by myself, I've got less of a chance of being found.
See, you're right about that. That's what I was like, really what I do. I'll group up with all the fat people. And I'll tell you why. I'll group up with the fat people.
Oh, my God.
I'll group up with nothing but fat and crippled.
You say that, but as a fat person, I would hamstring you in your sleep. Then I can still outrun you.
I would try as hard not to sleep.
I've thought this through.
Okay, you would get me if I sleep. So you must already know what I'm going with this. Because I'll be dropping fat people as much as possible to keep zombies at bay. I'm like, zombies, don't be coming at me. Here's another fat person. Here's a Big Mac for you. Here's a quarter pounder for you.
Wait, was it the zombie episode in The Simpsons when they attack Homer and decide not to eat him because he didn't have a brain?
Oh, yes. Well, those are the brain-eating zombies. What about the fat-eating zombie? Oh, shit. You know, I had a real-life zombie on this podcast twice.
Ned?
I had an undead Greg and some other guy who claimed to be a real-life zombie. Yeah. And
was that Ned the zombie?
Yeah, Ned the zombie. He was on the show. Ned the zombie. He told me they like brains. I was like, okay. Undead Greg is like, no. They like, brains are good. It's pretty hard to get into a skull, but they also like fat. I guess that's where the flavor's at. Fat has flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best part of the steak or whatever, is the fat.
Oh. I guess it gives you good energy so you can chase all the thin people as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, I mean, this plan of mine would only last for so long because, like, I'm also a fat ass, and horrible cardio. I wouldn't be able to climb over a fence. So the moment that there's a chain link fence in front of me, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm done.
So I need to bring the bolt cutters. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
it's an essential piece of survival kit, I think, bolt cutters.
Because we're talking like a basic chain link fence, one that someone could probably, like, just fall over.
Hurdle.
I see that. I'm just going to roll over and die. I can't even. I'm too fat for this. I'm too out of breath for this.
Oh my God.
I'm the sort of out of shape badass where if I were to see a long stretch of road, I'd be like, okay, I'm done. There's no way I'm running this far. I'm done. All right, eat me now.
Oh dear. See, I think that's where working in hospitals has probably given me an advantage, because every corridor is just a long straight line.
Mm-hmm.
And you get very good at tuning them out and just power walking through it. And a power walk is still faster than most zombies.
Yeah.
And if they're not, then the zombie frankly deserves a win, so...
Fuck, man, you're right. Man, you built up strength in your experience in the hospital. You built up strength and, cardio. I think I just got lazy. I was just sitting in a chair just telling the kids, act right, and didn't act right. Well... I guess we're just.
We were in different departments, so different needs and all the rest of it.
Different needs.
We didn't get a chance to sit down and do much. So
sit down and do much.
We were always going somewhere and doing not very much. So,
but I will say in that line of work, because like I said, it was like psychiatric, like mental hospital shit. It's always the day that you're like, it's been a good week. Maybe I could bring. I don't know. Maybe you have like a snack or soda or food or whatever. You bring it to your wing, whatever. You start eating it, whatever. You start chatting with some coworker, and it's always that day, or one of the clients starts acting awry down another wing. You're like, fucking shit, another one. God damn it. Okay, code green here, code green there. Son of a bitch. Okay. So next thing you know, you're pretty much like manhandling clients and restraining them and throwing them seclusion, shit like that, and crazy shit.
Yeah. Psychiatric's difficult. It's, you've got to be a tough person to work in that part of healthcare. In any part of healthcare, but particularly that.
A tough, lazy person.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, you got to be strong-willed, I guess. I mean, the stories you hear. But man, I don't know. Well, hey, Jones. Jesus Christ, I can't even get your name right.
I told you he would screw it up somehow.
See, in the beginning of the show, I tried to mess up your name. Now I just did it on accident.
See, now it's stuck in your head.
See, I should have just called you John in the beginning. S.R. Jones. It was great having you on. Is there anything you want to plug before we wrap this up?
Just please take a look at my Amazon page and take a look at Death's White Hands when it comes out. You can pre-order it now, and it's out on Halloween.
I want to take a look at Mary's Dance, because I want to see the Party
Me
Horse.
too.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
I look forward to hearing about what you think of Party Horse.
When I write the review, I'm going to leave 5 stars, by the way. When I write the review, I'll be like, this story is about Party Horse. This Party Horse doing this. They'll be like, what the fuck story did he read?
He did not read the same story I did.
Yes.
Like, I'm looking for the Party Horse. No, but it's great having you on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, press the heart button, share around. Sharing is caring. If you don't share, then you don't care. That's what I tell my kids, anyway. So, y'all take it easy.